Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to take a look at the newest Cold War premium, the AMX 13 SS-11 TCA, which for the rest of this review I'm just going to call the TCA. The TCA is an Era 2 premium light tank, and it is the first French tank to arrive in Cold War. Now for those of you short on time, here's my quick review. The TCA is a slow tinderbox that turns like a cruise liner. The gun is mediocre, the missiles hit hard, and the concealment is decent. It's a passive scout. It's not an armadillo or a BMP-2. You do not want to get into close combat in this tank unless you have no other option. The base bundle is 12,900 gold, which is not cheap, especially when we compare that to the other Era 2 premiums that have been going on sale recently. If you're a veteran of the game and want a different light tank playstyle, the TCA will be a good change for you. If you're new to the game though, maybe hold off on this one for a while. Alright, let's take a look at the TCA in a bit more depth. It comes with a 6-shot autoloader, which you can see me using here, and it also comes with the missile system, which you saw me using there as well. The interclip reload is 2 seconds, which is the same as the Mauler. The missile interclip reload is 15 seconds, which is 5 seconds on extra, well I should say 5 seconds slower than the WZ-122. The WZ-122 has 10 seconds, this has 15 seconds, and that extra 5 seconds is very noticeable when you're in the game. The gun's standard rounds have 212mm of penetration and do an average of 180 damage per shot. That's pretty terrible, in my opinion. That's not that's not good. It's the second worst, with the Armadillo coming in as having the worst penetration on standard rounds. Gold rounds aren't that much better either. It doesn't get better with the premium ammunition. Even with 231mm of penetration, you are still down when you compare to other tanks like the Mauler, or the RDF for that matter. The TCA has 2,300 hit points, which is again the second worst for all Era 2 premium lights. Without speed boost equipment, its top speed is only 65 km an hour, and with speed boost equipment that goes up to 75, which is what I've got my vehicle set up in this game. That's how I've got this one set up. That speed though, that regular speed, that is the same as the RDF and the Mauler. Now those two tanks aren't really known for their speed, they're known for having nice guns, but again, you know, the gun on this doesn't compare, so you know, we are struggling a little bit to make this tank look good. I say that, but I will now get on to what I think are the good parts of this tank. It has the best view range of all premium lights, coming in at 600 meters, and its concealment is the second best, coming in at 149 meters with the camo net equipment, which again is what I've got set up on this tank right now. Right, so those are all the garage stats, but there are others that I want to cover that I feel really do affect the playstyle of the TCA. The gun aim time is 1.92 seconds and the accuracy is 0.31. Now these numbers aren't terrible when you compare them to other premium lights, but for whatever reason it just feels like it takes a long time to aim. When you only do 180 damage per shot, you really do feel the need for a more accurate gun. And like I said earlier, this is a passive scout, because if you get into a turning fight, you're not going to win. And as you can see here, tried to get into a turning fight with the Conqueror, my gun wasn't penning, I didn't have the speed to outturn him, I didn't have the maneuverability to outturn him. It just didn't work out that game in that turning fight. But we still managed to get MVP with 4 kills and almost 6,000 damage, which, you know, that's pretty good. That is pretty good. So when you're only doing 180 damage per shot, you do notice that. And like I mentioned before, you do want to play this like it's a passive scout. You want to use its concealment as its primary weapon. And then secondly, your second weapon of choice should be the missiles, because that's where you can do plus 1,000 hit points of damage, and that really is, well, who doesn't want to do that, basically? And really, your third option is the gun. Even when you load gold, you're really not going to be that effective, because you don't want to be in a close fight with this thing. The speed is lacking, the maneuverability is lacking. It's just all round, you know, not what I would have expected from a relatively small and French light tank. I mean, it's not exactly a Vanguard, let's put it that way. And if that's what if you're expecting the French tanks to be similar to the World War II ones, I think we may be in for a bit of a surprise there, because that's not what we're seeing at this point. As far as premium bonuses go on this tank, the TCA comes with a 55% silver boost, 15% tank XP boost, 15% commander XP boost, and a 5% free XP boost. That's nothing all that special in that regard, and if I were to sum up this tank, that's how I feel about it. It's nothing special. Yes, it may be the first French light tank in Cold War, but it's really not got anything special going for it, in my opinion. I mean, we can go back over the vehicle as a whole. I mean, it's not that quick. It doesn't pick up speed very well. It's sluggish. It doesn't turn very well. The turret rotation feels sluggish. The gun doesn't pen when you need it to. The alpha damage is low. The missiles are good. They are good, but you do need to have maps that can accommodate missiles. I mean, this map is one that does accommodate missiles, and Westfield is another one. El Alamein is another one. But if you're going to end up playing on things like, is it Mannheim, the city map? It's just, you'll find yourself struggling, I think, because this tank just, it isn't anything special, and unfortunately I'm struggling to recommend it, if I'm honest. If you're a veteran who loves light tanking, you will be able to get some good games out of this thing, but it's not going to be what I would call, you know, exciting game. You know, you're going to have to work hard for it. And that's kind of why I'm struggling to recommend it. And I'm not going to end this video saying, oh, you should definitely get one. If you're a veteran and you want something different from light tanking, then by all means go ahead. But for the most part, I'm struggling to. I wouldn't recommend it. And on that note, that's all I have for this one. If you've enjoyed this video, please leave it a like, if not a dislike. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and as always, I hope you're all keeping well, and I will see you out there.